Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the not so plain English of big business. And today we're diving into Pure Storage's latest filing, looking at some interesting moves and financial shapeshifting. If you like this kind of corporate sleuthing, make sure you are subscribed and don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description below for more behind the scenes chat. So what is the big news from Pure Storage, or PSTG as they're known on the stock market, on November 4th, 2025? Well, it seems they're sticking to their financial predictions for the current quarter and the whole fiscal year. Think of it as them saying, yep, we're still on track with what we told you back in August. It is not new news, but it is a reaffirmation, which in the corporate world can be a way to boost investor confidence without actually releasing new numbers. They're essentially saying, don't worry, our plan hasn't changed and we still expect to hit our targets. Now, let's talk about some executive musical chairs. Pure Storage has brought in a new Chief Revenue Officer, Patrick S. Finn. He is 61 years old and has a pretty impressive resume in sales and go. To market strategies, he has been a consultant. Worked for big names like Cloudflare and Cisco, and has experience in areas like internet infrastructure and information management. This is a significant move because the Chief Revenue Officer, or CRO, is the person responsible for making sure the company is actually selling its products and services effectively. It is a role that directly impacts the bottom line. At the same time, the previous CRO, Dan Fitzsimons, is moving into a senior advisor role. He is no longer an executive officer, meaning he won't be making the day-to-day executive decisions anymore. This kind of transition often happens when a company wants to bring in fresh perspectives or a different kind of expertise to drive sales forward. And naturally, with a new big hire like Mr. Finn comes a pretty substantial compensation package. He's getting a base salary of $650,000 a year, and he's eligible for a bonus that could match his entire base salary depending on how well the company performs. But the most eye-catching figure is the one-time signing bonus of $1 million. Now, there is a catch. If he leaves the company for any reason other than a layoff within the first year, he'll have to pay back a portion of that bonus. This is a pretty standard way companies try to retain key executives. It shows they're serious about investing in him, but they also want to ensure he is committed for at least a certain period. They're also giving Mr. Finn a significant chunk of stock. He is getting restricted stock units, or RSUs, which are basically promises to give him shares of the company's stock later on, provided certain conditions are met. The first batch of these RSUs, nearly 93,000 shares, will start vesting, meaning he'll actually get ownership of them, starting December 20th, 2026, and then over the next year in smaller quarterly payments. This is a long-term incentive designed to make him think about the company's success, not just today, but over the next few years. He is also getting another award of over 100,000 shares, but these are tied to a much bigger goal, the company's market capitalization reaching or exceeding $40 billion. And if he earns those, they won't fully vest until March 20th, 2030, with an additional year of holding them after that. This signals a major growth ambition for Pure Storage. They're not just looking for steady performance, they're aiming for substantial market value. Now, like most executives at companies like Pure Storage, Mr. Finn will also be part of their regular severance and change in control plan. This is essentially an agreement that outlines what happens to his compensation and benefits if his role changes significantly, or if the company is bought by another entity. These plans are put in place to provide some security to executives during times of corporate change, and they're often quite complex. The details of these agreements are usually quite extensive and are filed separately, but the essence is that there are predefined terms for various scenarios. So, what does this all add up to? On the financial guidance side, it is a stable picture. They're not surprising anyone, but they're not alarming anyone either. It is a signal of predictability. The big story here is the leadership change in the revenue department. Bringing in Mr. Finn with his background suggests Pure Storage is doubling down on its sales strategy and wants to ensure they have the right talent to achieve those ambitious growth targets, like that $40 billion market cap. The stock awards are clearly designed to align his interests with long-term shareholder value. It is a classic move to keep top talent focused on building the company's overall worth, not just short-term sales numbers. Looking at the overall picture for Pure Storage, they seem to be in a phase of focused growth and executive team consolidation. The reaffirmation of their financial guidance suggests they have a good handle on their current operations. The appointment of a new CRO with significant experience coupled with long-term stock incentives tied to substantial market cap growth indicates a clear ambition to scale the business aggressively. The risks here would likely revolve around execution. Can Mr. Finn actually deliver the revenue growth expected? Competition in the storage market is always fierce, so staying ahead of innovation and customer needs will be crucial. The opportunities are in leveraging new technologies and expanding their market share. The substantial stock awards to Mr. Finn are a strong signal that the board believes in his ability to drive significant future value. In conclusion, Pure Storage is making a strategic play in its sales leadership and setting ambitious long-term goals. It is a vote of confidence in their growth trajectory, but the real test will be in the execution over the coming years, especially in reaching that $40 billion market cap. Alright, that is our breakdown of Pure Storage's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.